My name is Amber, and I am currently living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Was living in the South for the last few years and recently moved back home due to some crazy life things that we all experience. Anywho, I am on this channel going to show you my journey on gardening. I have been a plant-loving person for years now. I had a smaller container garden about 4 or 5 years ago, and I went nuts. My husband probably thought I was crazy. And the same goes for right now. My husband does landscaping, so this year when we got settled into our house, he built me this beautiful garden with the landscape fabric and everything. So today I'm going to show you where I'm at in my planting stages. Pittsburgh's weather is very bipolar, and this year our frost date went past the frost date and it stayed cold for a while, so my plants were really struggling. I did a lot of transplanting yesterday. However, we'll see how those are doing. My pepper plants were like this big and I just threw them in the ground and was hoping for the best at this point. I hope to get a pepper harvest this year. Did buy an insurance policy on a couple plants just because I wanted to make sure I was successful. But personally, I really like to monitor everything I'm doing with these plants. Today I'm also going to go on a sunflower journey. I had recently met somebody at our local community gardens, and he has all these sunflowers in his garden, and he is trying to put his garden for this year together, and it is overrun by sunflowers. So in a moment, I'm going to go up to our community gardens, and I am going to, I guess, get to work and start digging some of them up, because this man said they're the real big ones, and I would love to have some of the seeds later in the season if the birds don't get to them. I do have a few sunflowers in my garden, and they're getting there. I have like 2. I think the birds keep eating them. So I keep planting more seeds, and then the birds, I think, are just digging them up. So, but anyways, that's what I'm here for today. I really hope that you stick around and follow me on this learning curve, this journey of mine. I'm so excited. Every single morning I am out here just looking at the garden and seeing if things are poking through, if things are growing. Like I said, the weather is finally starting to warm up, so excited. All right, here we go. Okay, so originally I was really hoping that no one would be up here at the community gardens. I don't think it would be appropriate for me to bring my camera out and start recording, but as I said, I met this gentleman yesterday, and it was all from a really funny accident. My husband got caught dirt bike riding, testing out his bike essentially in places he shouldn't have been doing. And long story short, his bike stalled out. And because his bike ended up stalling out, he called me because the cop was like, "Oh, your bike's stalling out. I can't even find you." So because the bike stalled out, he called me and was like, "Hey, I'm going to need you to bring the ramp up to the community gardens," because that's where he stalled out. And so I did that, and that's how I met this gentleman. I noticed he had all these, like, what I thought were sunflowers, and to my knowledge, they were sunflowers. And he was like, "They're overrunning my garden. I need to get rid of them. So please, if you want, come tomorrow, come get them, come pick them up, take them, get them off my hands, because I have an overwhelming amount." So yeah, so that's what I'm here for today. I brought some buckets. They're in the back of my vehicle right now. And I'm gonna go dig them out. And I was gonna show you guys maybe me digging them out, but maybe that's a little too much. So, okay, next you will see me hopefully with these sunflowers back at the house. Okay, so I made it to the gardens and I ended up finding all of these sunflowers. I mean, I knew where they were. The guy told me exactly where they were. And when I dug them out, like, they were in good shape, but I think they're being really dramatic right now because they are super wilted. So, I mean, I tried to dig deep. He left a shovel and everything. So, anywho, they look kind of sad right now. Okay. So, anyways, this is what they look like right now. They're a little on the droopy side, so I haven't quite decided where I'm going to transplant them just yet, but I will figure that out. Okay, I'm just gonna start off by saying I am not super strong, and anything that involves manual labor, I immediately am like, "Ryan, I need your help. So he's at work today and I'm off. So I have finally picked a place for at least one or two of the sunflowers. I know that they're gonna put out a lot of shade, so because of that, I'm only gonna plant a couple over here on the side of my garden. I just think that they'd look beautiful. I also have a couple of them planted right there. Like those are the ones that I ended up starting, which was kind of cool. They're growing, they're getting there, you know? So anywho, I'm probably gonna time lapse this a little bit just because I suck at digging. And I actually already started the hole, so here you go. Okay, to be honest, I think I'm gonna plant 3 just because it's such a pain in the butt to dig a hole. These are planted right next to each other, and just looking at them, they're a little close together, so I hope they thrive. So we'll find out. I guess I could separate them, but they were growing fine next to each other. So we'll see. Oh, this one kind of already separated, so I guess I didn't have to. Okay, I realize I didn't dig enough. Since that's spaced out, I might as well keep it nice and spaced out. So I was able to get 2 of these sunflowers and put them like in these little planter bucket things. And if these 2 separate, then I will space them out. But if they don't separate well, then I could always use water and soak the roots, but the dirt was so light from this garden that I dug these out at that I didn't even, it was like effortless with the last one. So I'm hoping for the same result right now. Hopefully I dug this hole deep enough. Oh, I can see some worms in here. Oh. Okay, nature doesn't bother me. Spiders bother me. Okay, maybe I should dig this just a teeny bit more on this corner. Hold on. It's already shocking enough for the plant being transplanted, being uprooted. Try to do this all in one little swing here. Or dig, I guess, would be the correct term. Okay, I think that'll do. Okay, here we go. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. All right, nope, these ones seem like they're a little more stuck together, and that's okay. Let me see. You easily separate or no? Kind of are, actually. Yeah, you'll separate. All right. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna bring this up so you guys can see. You can see the sunflower seed right there. I hope it focuses enough. And some of these roots, again, super droopy. I really hope these come back to life. All right. I ended up watching a video on sunflowers right before bed. As soon as I talked to the gentleman about the sunflowers, I got so excited that I just started watching videos on them. I didn't see anything about transplanting, sadly, but I mean, we're just gonna go for it. All right, I got four of these planted. Ugh. Okay. I hope that these sunflowers like this spot. And I hope it doesn't prevent too much shade, because I haven't shown you the inside of my garden just yet, but I have cucumbers, watermelon, spaghetti squash, and butternut squash all in this corner. Alright, I'm definitely gonna have to stake you guys up for some support. Which I don't even know if I have any stakes, because I decided to do this last second. So that sounds about right with me. I'm the worst. And I'm left with a huge dirt pile filled with grass. Listen, all those homesteaders out there make it look so easy, but it's just because they have a good baseline for everything. I'm just an average girl trying to learn how to do some average gardening for now. Though I would really love to thrive off of my land. Eventually own a few acres. My husband loves to hunt. And we do eat the venison. So if I can produce all these beautiful plants and get a nice harvest on the table. Sorry, I think there's a school bus. Good times. I am in a suburban neighborhood. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have a mess to clean up later, but I am going to water these sunflowers in immediately. So I'm gonna go get the garden hose. Okay, let's water these babies in. And maybe by the end of all of this filming that I'm doing, they'll perk up. Okay, well, they're a little wilted. I feel like as soon as I added water, honestly, I felt like the stalk got a little stronger, so I think they're gonna make it. Must have buried one of the leaves. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, not too bad for those ones. Now I gotta go and find another spot for, I think I have 3 more sunflowers. I'm not 100% sure. So I think you get the picture. I'll send you an end result. Okay, so I just planted 3 more sunflowers. Originally, I was going to plant the sunflowers. Sorry about this bad angle, I'm holding the camera. I was gonna plant them right here. And the only reason I did not plant them right here is because just all the trees around, I tried to put my foot into that dirt and it did not happen. So yeah, so anywho. I'm gonna take you for a little walk. Everything's a mess, so don't mind it. Everything is a work in progress. We just moved in not too long ago, so we got to work on the landscaping a bit. But day by day. Anywho, I know they look a little sad and droopy. So anyways, I just watered these guys in, and I hope that they will perk up and root into the soil. I'm also gonna get some stakes, maybe later on today, and just help them stand up on their own. So, as you can see, it's a jungle over here, but I have been utilizing all this space down there. I'm planting red beets and an assortment of things, and then over there I'm taking a chance and I'm putting honeydew melon, which my car is obviously blocking it all, but that's because there's no protection. So we do get a lot of domesticated deer, and I don't want to, I mean, if the deer get to it, the deer get to it. It's not fenced in. Okay, so now I'm going to take you on a walk on my, that step's kind of broken. I'm going to take you in my actual garden itself. And again, my husband built this. It's absolutely stunning. He did it with his buddy at work, well, from work. And so they came and they rototilled everything. And then I helped put the landscaping fabric down. And then I'm the one who transplanted and started everything from seed, etc. So I'm going to show you that now. Woo! Okay. So we're going in. Ah. I did bring a few things in last night. That's what's over here. So anyways, I grew most of this stuff from seed. So I have these pineapple tomatoes. I have 3. I have more in the back too. They look like they're coming up pretty strong. These 2 in the back are thriving, so I'm so excited about that. And then I'm a little bit nervous, but my eggplants just never really shot up. So I did buy an insurance policy yesterday at Home Depot. I'm not gonna lie. I got a Black Beauty eggplant. I'm just a little nervous that I wouldn't get a harvest in time. So I also have some random spices like thyme, rosemary, and the dill is just starting to pop up, and look at how beautiful that dill is. My Roma tomatoes were never really being successful, so I'm really taking a chance planting this and seeing if I get anything. Same with my pepper plants, they're so tiny. Again, I did end up buying some insurance policies in the back. They're just regular peppers. There's 4 back there. But yeah, I did start all these from seeds, and I did start them way too early, so maybe that was my problem. My zucchini that I started, they're actually thriving, and then I planted a couple extra seeds. And then I did grow these tomatoes, and these are the Missouri Pink Love Apple tomatoes. I've never had any of these tomatoes I planted, but I am so excited. I guess they'd be considered slicers. They're an heirloom variety, so they're supposed to get 1 to 2 pounds, and I have 4 of those. And some of them are a little, but they're getting there. Here, let me take a step back. So I really want a wild garden. I just think it's going to be amazing. So in the corner next to our shed, which I installed this little trellis with the extra fencing that we had, and I thought that peas and things could hang on this like vine very easily. And I got these seeds from my friends Gabby and Sean. And so they are cranberry beans, and they're shelling. She gave me 5 seeds. I planted all 5, and they all just came up. She also gave me Chinese yard beans, which have not come up yet, at least not to my knowledge. I don't see anything. And then over here, I have a butternut squash seed that is just coming out of the ground right now. Sorry about this little thing in the way. This is a spaghetti squash that came up. And then our friend Al gave us a sugar baby melon. And then these over here are all cucumbers. And so I have one that's thriving, and then I have multiple seeds planted. So excited about all this. Okay, so yesterday I went to Home Depot, as I said before, and I really wanted to do strawberries. I just really want the full experience this year on gardening, as I said. So I ended up finding I found like 1 healthy strawberry plant. And I hurried up, and I'm not gonna lie, ChatGPT'd. I'm learning everything I'm learning. And was like, is this one okay to plant? And they said, this is a strawberry plant you would want to plant in like containers or a basket. So I think it's a small plant, kind of. So anyways, here it is. I'll show you. I got a little creative. I planted it inside like this little tarp, and then there's drainage holes in here. And it's called a berry basket pink strawberry. So sadly, some of the leaves are a little yellow over here, but I think with watering, it'll come back. And then right over here, I ended up growing some potatoes, and I'm really excited about these. My aunt ended up giving me a potato with a bunch of eyes. And come back to me. With potatoes, you usually, I guess, want a bunch of eyes, like those little spuds all over the potato. And you can cut it as long as there's like 2 to 3 eyes on a piece of that potato. You can plant it, and then let me angle this down. As these leaves grow bigger, you just keep piling the dirt up. So some of these are like really low, so I don't want them completely covered. And this is a grow bag. This is a 25-gallon. Yeah. So as these grow, I'm just gonna fill this up with dirt, and hopefully we'll get tons of potatoes. I'm excited. I also over there have sweet potatoes in there, and I just planted those yesterday. So I hope that I did a good job. I'll have to show you guys that later. Now, as I said, this whole corner over here is for things to trellis, and I've never really been successful with peas and beans and all that, but I went crazy, and I heard you could just plant them, and so I planted the seeds, and then nothing came up. So then I planted more, and now they're all starting to come up. So over here is going to be kind of wild. I'm just going to let the fence line trellis them, and hopefully the deer don't see that and then come over and start munching on them. But yeah, I have like there's a 10. These are sugar snap peas. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish. And then regular beans. Oh, there's another one right there. But anyways, I'm excited just to see how all this goes and how wild this garden is just going to take off. I have patty pan squash. I've never grown that ever. I see a bunch of gardeners plant it. It's close to a zucchini, but it looks more like a saucer. And there's different varieties from like yellow to green, etc. And I think these ones are like a really light green, like lighter than these plant leaves that I have here. So I really hope to get some of those. I think you know how you lose track of things? I ended up planting, as I was planting, I ended up planting seeds, and I was labeling them as I went. And then at one point I forgot. And so I have no idea if this is a patty pan squash over here, or if it is, it's my first one that came up, or if it is a zucchini. So this one right there. But the thing is, I thought that I had put cherry tomatoes there, and that does not look like a cherry tomato. That looks more like a squash plant of some sort. So wish me luck. It could be just a surprise. Yeah. Okay, if you stuck around long enough to get to this part of the video, awesome. I'm so excited. Again, this is the end of May. We're about to be in June, probably next week. Yeah, next week. It's May 29th specifically, 2026. And I pretty much am making these videos because I want to track the progress of this garden this year. I want to see what I learn, what complicates things, the pests. I want to see it thrive. This channel is going to be about gardening, but it's also going to be about preserving too. I really want to utilize this garden in a sense where all of this goes to table. I, at some point, would like to can. So I know how to water bath can, but I have no idea how to pressure can. I have watched hundreds of YouTubers. Okay, not hundreds, but I've definitely watched quite a few YouTubers that talked about canning and showed how to can and all of that. And then I see these beautiful pantries and people just have them stocked with all their mason jars filled with things to preserve. And I absolutely love that, because in this economy now, you really don't know what is going into your food. So it would be really nice to, know what is going into my body. So from the healthier end here, with my garden itself, my husband ended up using half a yard of topsoil, half a yard of mushroom manure. So we know where that came from. And I am going to watch whatever fertilizers I end up purchasing on this. I would like it to be closer to an organic garden. So I just hope that I'm able to get a thriving garden going, and I can harvest everything from potatoes to beans to squash to just everything. And I can't wait to make delicious meals. Maybe I'll even do some things on cooking with these ingredients. I just want this channel to be well-rounded about things that we can really use on a day-to-day basis. I mean, having a garden is a lot of work. You do need to put a lot of time in. And I just love that. I love digging in the dirt. I love planting plants. I like growing things from seeds, except for the few insurance policies that I picked up, just because I really wanted to make sure I got some peppers and some eggplants. I'm not a huge fan of eggplant, but maybe I just haven't been preparing it well enough, or maybe I haven't had the right variety. So yeah, so anywho, I'm really excited about all this, and I'm actually going to take you to the backyard and show you some of my other little starters that I have. I don't know if they're going to get planted or not. I'm still debating. I just know that this garden is already going to be wild enough, and I just know that when these peas and everything take off, and all the squash and the patty pan squash, the zucchini, like it might get a little tough to get in here, you know what I mean? And same with the way that I decided to plant these tomatoes and peppers. There may not be a lot of room. I'm really going to be checking through. Again, bit of a fear of bees, wasps, hornets, all that. So if I jump every blue moon in these videos, just, you can get a little laugh, I get it. It's just funny that I love to garden and bees scare the living crap out of me, and I jump every time. Okay, so I meant to come back the other day to show y'all the sunflowers I transplanted to see how they were doing. They were super wilted, and I actually was really nervous, so then I started watching a million videos like on transplantation with sunflowers. So it's been 48 full hours, and I'm about to water my garden, but I wanted to do that after I made the short little video just to show you the progress. The leaves are a little beat up, but I think they're doing pretty good. I transplanted 7 of them. The first day they came, like a couple of them came back, and then the next day, all of them came back. So, whew, I can't wait to get these giant, massive sunflowers. So, here they are. This one is huge, and she is doing really well. The leaves are a little bit wilted on some of them, but I mean, for the most part, they did come back and they survived transplantation. I also ended up putting some leaf compost because my community gardens, I guess they ended up restocking their leaf compost, which is pretty fabulous. So now we're gonna go for a small little walk. Again, garden bed, just ignore it. We have a lot of work to do. The other 3 I transplanted, I put right here. And I think they're doing pretty good. I mean, look at them. They're thriving. I mean, the holes in the leaves say otherwise, but I think they're gonna do really well here, so. Whoa! So now I'm gonna take you on a small little walk behind my house. There's no back door to my back porch. It's kind of like a weird thing. But we cleared out the side of the house so we have easier access to get around back here. Anywho, take you to my deck. I ended up transplanting a few more of my plants that I had on this table, but I had like 8 to 10 more. And now I started doing container gardening on top of like inside my actual garden. So this is just a brief little like what's remaining. Like some of it's kind of failing. Like they're so small. I had just started these ones on the 16th of May. I don't even know if I'm going to use them. Again, my peppers were so tiny. This one's actually not bad, and I'm kind of half tempted just to plant it to see what could happen. But, and then just like a couple more over here, like another Roma tomato, another like cherry tomato. But yeah. Then if you come over here, my former boss, when I was in North Carolina, got me this lovely, I don't know what you would call this. It's not quite a raised bed, but anywho, I ended up planting, oh, my shadow's in the way. So this is a summer hardy lettuce. I forget the name. I actually meant to make a tag and I didn't. This was transplanted Chinese cabbage, kale, that doesn't seem to be doing so well, so I think I should just plant more seeds. Again, these are all transplants. And then over here, I did purple carrots. And the last time I had planted carrots was a few years ago. And that's before we moved down south. And I ended up doing everything the way you're supposed to do. Keep the seeds moist, plant them on the surface, put a board over them, don't let them see sunlight for a little while, and all of that. And I ended up getting, after planting like 20 carrots, 1 carrot, and I was so proud of this 1 carrot. And the top was so green, and it was beautiful, and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to pick this 1 carrot. Well, it was the end of the season. I think I even waited to the fall. And I picked the carrot, and there was nothing there. So, yeah, that really sucked. But I mean, that's what it's all about. You're learning. And obviously, I did not do something right, whether the soil wasn't moist enough. What I ended up reading later is maybe there was a nitrogen tie-up in my soil, and it was preventing them from thriving. I think what I learned was it'll just make the tops really green, essentially. So, anyways, this year I kind of just went with it. This like raised thing that I have, originally I was just going to do it for like basil, thyme, sage, etc. And then I was like, you know what, I want to make this lettuce, and I want to control the shade temperature, because lettuce can bolt super easily. And then I just decided to go ahead and put the carrots in. and then all of them came up. It's mostly leaf compost and a little topsoil in that bin, so I don't know. But I did look up leaf compost is really good for carrots, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I did. You're supposed to keep the soil real moist, and that's exactly what I did. Okay, so if you stuck through the whole video, cool, I'm really excited about that. For my first episode, obviously, we have learned a lot about sunflowers and how dramatic they can be after transplantation. And it was just crazy to even see all that. I haven't quite shown you all the container gardening that I have just started to do in the last 2 days. I think I'm gonna save that for my next video. It's so silly, but I just keep seeing all these seeds, and then I plant them, and so I have all these cups, and so I have decided that my channel name is gonna be Mildly Overplanted, because that's exactly what I do. I kind of get a little obsessed with everything, and then I just start planting things left and right. Like, I've planted just random plants in the backyard, places to see if they're gonna thrive. I really hope that you stick with me through my journey of gardening, and you get to watch the progress I'm making, and maybe you can learn something too. Every single day I'm constantly watching other people's videos on YouTube. I have a few favorite people that I've been watching over the last 5 years, and it's crazy what I've learned from them and how every single day I'm still learning more. So this year is just gonna be a lot, and I'm so excited. And I hope that you stick with me.